Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Learn Spanish with Kushbu. Before we begin, please don't forget to share, subscribe, and like my video. Well, as you can see, today's topic that we're going to cover is la hora, which is time. So make sure you get your notebook and start writing the notes. Now, you can copy all this. You can pause the video in between and then copy, or you can listen and then take your notes. So first, on my screen you can see la hora. Now, la hora means the time. Okay, so as we know, hora is ending in an A, therefore it is a feminine noun, and therefore we use la with it, which is feminine the. For example, we will not say el hora because el is used with a masculine noun. All right. Now, underneath it, you can see it's written que hora es. Now, que hora es means what time is it? Okay, you have to learn this, that whenever you ask time in Spanish, you say que hora es, which means what time is it? Another way to ask somebody what time it is in Spanish is tiene hora or tienes hora. It's like saying in English, do you have time? Okay. Anyway, now let's look at the upper hand left hand corner. It's very important in time. Okay, now we are first going to look at son las dos. On top of son las dos it's written es la una. Well, that means it is one. Okay, son las dos means it is two. So if you want to say it is two, or it is 2 o'clock, you will say son las dos. Okay, so es la una means it's one. Then if you want to say it is 3, you will say son las tres. This is the fixed way you have to say time in Spanish. Now, son las cuatro will mean it is 4. Okay, so it's basically that counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And, if you do the literal translation, so for like son las dos, it means, it's like saying they are 2. And the reason why they're saying son, because son means are actually. The reason they're saying are here is because dos, tres, cuatro, all these numbers are more than 1. And as you know, son is used with, plural subject pronouns and, okay. And es la una on top is es because una is a singular noun. Now, as we go forward, son las cinco would be it is 5, son las seis means it is 6, son las siete it is 7, son las ocho it is 8, son las nueve it is 9, son las 10 it is 10, son las once it is 11, and then finally son las doce it is 12. Okay, so this is, how we say that o'clock time. Now we are going to look at our clock now in front of us. Okay, and now you can see, when you see that number 12, on top of it, they have written en punto. That means o'clock, basically. Okay, make sure you write this. So when you say something like, let's say, son las dos, which we learned it is 2, and if we say en punto, it means it is 2 o'clock. So son las dos en punto, it is 2 o'clock. Okay, son las tres en punto, it is 3 o'clock, and so forth. Now, if we go like forward and it says, in the clock, on the clock it says 1, 2, and 3. Beside 1, they have written y cinco, this means and 5. Okay, beside 2, they have written y diez, because in English we say something like 5, right? For 1, 5 stands, for 2, it is 10. Okay, so if we want to say something like it is 2, 5, for example, I will say son las dos y cinco. It's like saying it is 2 and a 5. Okay, if I want to say it is 5, 10, son las cinco y diez. It is 5, 10. This is how I will say. Now, beside 3, you will see they have written cuarto. Now, cuarto, it means a quarter. Don't confuse it with cuatro, okay, which is a 4. Cuarto is a quarter. They don't really use quince word for 15, So for example, I want to say it is 6:15, I will say son las 6:15. Okay. Now for 4 it is 20, then 5 it is 25. Now I want to draw your attention to the 6th. They have written e media. It's like saying half past basically. So they will not say 30, they will say media. So for example, I want to say something like it is 10:30. So I will say son las 10:30. Okay. Now let's go forward and let's see something after 6 what happens from 7 to 11. Now timings kind of changes when the clock strikes after 6. Basically when the bigger hand of the clock strikes 7 to 11, then telling time changes a bit. So they start minusing. Now what does that mean? Subtraction. What does it mean? Let's say the time is something like 2:35 for example. Now I'm not going to say son las 2:35. 35 means 35 in Spanish. I'm actually going to say son las 3. So I'm going to add one number. Right? So 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm going to say son las 3 menos 25. Which means it is 3 minus 25. Right? So I minus 25 from 60 and I get a 35. So basically it means that when I say something like son las 2:35, son las 3:25, I'm sorry, then it's saying it is 3 minus 25. So it is not exactly 3 o'clock, it is minus 25 minutes, which will be 2:35. Okay, and so forth. So the 8, if the clock strikes, if the bigger hand strikes at 8, it will be menos 20, then it will be menos cuarto, menos 10, menos 5. Alright? Now look how they've written the time under the clock. There you can see the peach colored box. So the 2 o'clock is son las 2:00, right? O'clock. 2:05 son las 2:05. 2:10 son las 2:10. Okay, now let's go to the right hand column. 2:45 you see will be son las 3 menos cuarto. So it is 3 o'clock minus a quarter, which will be 2:45. Okay. Now let's read the green box. Para las 12 se puede decir. So when it's 12 o'clock you can say las 12 en punto. It is 12 o'clock. And if it's 12 noon, you say something like es el mediodía. It is noon basically. Okay, or you can say es la medianoche, which means it is midnight. So es la medianoche means it is midnight. Now, other expressions, de la mañana means AM. Okay, so you will say this till the noon. Okay. We have learned how to say this in our other videos. De la tarde would means in the afternoon or in the evening. It will be said when it is from noon to night. Okay, and de la noche will be PM. Cuando está oscuro, when it is dark, then you start saying de la noche. So even if it's like 7 or 8 and it's getting dark, you will say de la noche. Okay, so you can pause the video and copy these notes. Now let's see some sentences with these time. Yo desayuno a las 8 de la mañana. Okay, desayunar means to have breakfast. So if you watch my regular verbs video, you will recall this. Okay, desayunar is an AR verb. Okay, so I have breakfast. The AR endings are o, as, a, amos, ais, an for present tense. Yo desayuno a las 8 de la mañana. A las 8. So whenever I have to say at such and such time, I will say a las. So when I say it is 8, I will say son las 8. But if I want to say that I do certain activity at such and such time, I will say a las. Alright? So I have breakfast at 8 a.m. Right? We just learned that de la mañana means a.m. and we also learned in my previous videos that de la mañana will be a.m. Now, tú cenas. Now, cenar means to have dinner. Make sure you're writing this down. Okay, cenar means to have dinner. Tú cenas a las 8:30. You have dinner at 8:30. Nosotros estudiamos a las 5 de la tarde. Okay, we study, estudiar, to study. We study at 5 p.m. Ana corre. Correr is the verb, C-O-R-R-E-R. Ana runs in the park at 5:15. María y Antonia escuchan a la radio a las 7 menos cuarto. Okay, Maria and Antonia listen to the radio at 6:45. Okay, so when they say 7 menos cuarto, it means 7 minus a quarter. So if we do 7 o'clock minus a quarter, it is 6:45. Now here are some exercises for everyone to do. You will write the correct time. Okay, so the first timing is 2 p.m. Second timing is 3:15, C 4:20, D 5:30. So you write all these timings. You can pause the video and write the answers. Okay, and after that you will correct your own work. Now here are the answers. Okay, so 2 p.m. would be son las 2 de la tarde. Right? It is 2, son las 2 p.m. We just learned it is de la tarde. 3:15, son las 3:15. Cuarto will be a quarter. We don't really say 15, which is a 15. 4:20 would be son las 4:20. It is 4:20. 5:30, son las 5:30. 6:35. Now this one means the right hand number. Whenever it is greater than 30, you will start using the menos thing. So 6:35 would be son las 7 menos 25. 7:45 will be son las 8 menos cuarto. 8:05 son las 8:05. 9 son las 9 en punto. Okay, en punto o'clock. 10:55 son las 11 menos 5 because it's not totally 11. It is 5 minutes to 11. Then 11:05 a.m. son las 11:05 de la mañana. Okay, so please make sure you correct the work, revise your notes, watch the video again for help, do these exercises again. Okay, and do not forget to share, subscribe, and like my video. Please watch my other video on reflexive verbs and regular verbs to get a better understanding of the Spanish grammar and make you feel confident and improve your Spanish speaking skills and writing skills. Okay, tomorrow I'll upload another video.